On a hot afternoon in Lagos, the sun was shining brightly, and the streets were filled with noise and movement. Cars were honking. People were rushing. Everyone was busy with their own lives. But in the middle of it all stood Amara. Beautiful, elegant, dressed like a queen. Today was her wedding day. She held her phone in her hand, checking messages, smiling proudly. Everything had to be perfect. Everything had to go her way. Then a car pulled up in front of her. It wasn't a bad car, but it wasn't luxurious either. The driver stepped out. He looked simple. His shirt was neat, but old. His shoes were worn. His face was calm. He walked up respectfully. "Good afternoon, madam," he said. "I'm here to take you to your wedding." Amara looked at him from head to toe. Then she frowned. "Wait. This is the driver," she said loudly. People nearby turned to look. She didn't care. In fact, she wanted them to hear. "You," she continued, her voice full of pride. "Do you even know who I am?" The man stayed calm. "Yes, madam. I was sent to pick you." Amara let out a short, mocking laugh, a laugh that carried pride and disrespect. "Look at yourself," she said. "You expect me to enter your car?" The man said nothing. He simply walked to the car and opened the door for her. "Madam, please, you might be getting late." That was it. Amara snapped. "I don't enter cars driven by people like you," she shouted. Some people gasped. Others watched quietly. The man remained calm. No anger, no reaction, just silence. "I don't want you ruining my wedding mood," Amara added. "Leave now." Still, the man stood there, respectful,
I don't want you ruining
patient.
my big day.
But Amara had already made up her mind. She took out her phone and made a call. Minutes later, a luxury car arrived. Shiny, expensive, perfect. A well-dressed driver stepped out. Now that was more like it. Amara smiled proudly. Before entering the car, she turned to the first driver one last time. She looked at him and smirked. "Next time, know your level." Hours later, the wedding hall was filled with beauty, lights, music, important guests. Amara walked in like a queen. The ceremony began. Everything was going perfectly until suddenly, the doors opened, slowly, and the entire hall went silent. A man walked in, calm, confident, powerful. Amara looked and froze. It was him, the same driver. But now, everything was different. He wore an expensive suit, luxury watch, strong presence. People began whispering. Some even stood up in respect. Amara's heart started beating fast. "No, it can't be," she whispered. He walked straight toward her, then stopped. "Good afternoon," he said calmly. Amara couldn't speak. Before she could react, her groom stepped forward. "Sir, welcome," he said respectfully. Amara turned in shock. "You know him?" The groom swallowed, then said, "He's my boss." Silence. Amara felt her word crash. "Boss," she whispered. The man nodded. "I own the company your husband works for." Her hands began to shake. She remembered everything, every insult, every word. I didn't know," she said. The man looked at her. "That's exactly the point." Tears filled her eyes. "I'm sorry," she said softly, but he shook his head. "You meant every word." The room was completely silent. Then he said something no one would forget. "Respect is not for the rich, it is for everyone." Those words hit deep.